Flosstube friends, it's time for another episode. Hi everybody and happy Friday. I'm Annie, Joy-Filled Stitcher, both here. I wasn't looking down to tell what my own name was, although that would not be totally surprising at this point in time. I'm Annie, Joy-Filled Stitcher. I am Joy-Filled Stitcher both here on YouTube, Flosstube, and over on Instagram. And I want to thank you so much for joining me for another Fun Friday Flosstube Weekly Update. This is Flosstube number 82, and today is Friday, December the 11th, 2020. And we are nearing the end of, well, the middle of December and the end of 2020. So first things first. Thank you so much for stopping by this week to see what I worked on, to see the projects that I have coming up maybe, and a little bit in plans, some of the things, the happy items that came in the mail this week, and all the other fun things. I really appreciate it. I love each and every one of you. Your comments lift me up. I am so thankful for this community. It's been an interesting year, and I think that having this community has done wonders for so many of us out there. So, if this is your first time joining me, thank you so much. You might have found me through one of my daily Flossmas videos. This is my typical weekly update, which tend to be a bit longer. That is simply because I have a lot more that I show. So, with that being said, let's move into the first item of business, which is giving you each and every one a hug. So, are we ready for our weekly virtual hug? There's one. And give yourself a good old hug. So I hope everybody has had a fantastic week. Thank you to those of you who have joined me this week for my Flossmas videos. They've been super fun to film. You might have heard the little one giggling because she can't control herself. I stopped and got myself a Starbucks beverage after school. I do not drink coffee. I do not drink tea. But what I have found is a category called hot drinks. And in that hot drinks category, they have steamers. So this is a cinnamon dolce steamer. I get almond milk because I am dairy-free for the most part. And I get sugar-free cinnamon dolce, and I get them to cut the whipped cream and cut the sprinkles that go on top. And it's delicious. So, I like it. It's nice and warm. During carpool today, it was like it had rained earlier in the day. It was a mild day today. I think it was about 67 when we went out to carpool. The thing was, about 5 minutes in the carpool, wind shifted from the south to the north. So while it didn't drop the temperature too much, it put just a little bit of a chill in the air, and that was a little bit not fun. So let's start with a couple of little administrative-y type things. I know you hear that on some other folks' videos, and it's kind of funny. First, I want to say thank you so much for all of your kind comments week after week and video after video. I love them so much. I heart them all. I have found that I can't respond to comments at work, even like on my lunch break. So sometimes I'll log out of the Wi-Fi on my phone so I can give you a heart on your comment. Some great feedback on, specifically, if you've been watching my daily videos, the project that came with the white elephant advent calendar, some great tips about how to get started on double pointed needles with very few stitches. So I thought that was really nice. So I also want to thank those who this week, since last Friday, have purchased me a fancy floss or more. There is a link in the description box below that's for Buy Me a Coffee. I don't drink coffee, so I changed it to Buy Me a Fancy Floss. And it's not a mandatory thing. It's just in case I've shared something with you, you enjoy my videos. Some folks like to buy me a fancy floss or two or more. And that's wonderful. I am so appreciative. It helps me to keep this video and my previous videos. Once I started this program, they are ad-free. So for some of you, that's a really awesome thing because some videos have a lot of ads. I don't personally see ads when I watch YouTube because I purchase a premium membership. So I pay $12-ish something a month. so that I don't see ads. But I know that that is not convenient for everyone. So watching a video with no ads sometimes is a bonus. So thank you so much to Beth D. She bought me 10 skeins of fancy floss. I nearly fell out of my chair. Beth, you are so very generous, and I am so appreciative of you. Colleen I, Sharon J, Jennifer S, Patty S, Heidi V, Pamela L, and I'm probably not going to say this correct, but Jaffe, Jaffe, last initial A, or Jaffe. I'm not sure. I apologize. Please feel free to phonetically correct it in the comments so that I can properly address your name correctly. So for those of you who have been watching my Flosstube videos this week, you will know that Joy-Filled Little One was sick. She had a sinus infection and a double ear infection. We are still on antibiotics for that, but thankfully she's been fever-free since Tuesday, which meant we were both able to go back to school work on Wednesday. And she's doing a lot better, thankfully, and thank you for all your kind thoughts and prayers. We are so appreciative of them. We truly believe in the power of prayer, even for little things like this. So what do I have for you today? Well, in a second, I'm going to share with you who was chosen for the 2 giveaway charts from last week's video. Remember that when you enter those, you have to use the keywords, and you need to be 18, and you need to have filled out my Happy Mail form. Both of them, the first people that were drawn, had not filled out my Happy Mail form. That is a Google link that is below, also in the description box. In terms of passing the stash, I'm going to take this week and next week off from giving away, because I have some bigger giveaways for the week of Christmas. So for me, I am Christian. I celebrate Christmas. I know that we are currently in the wonderful festival of lights that is Hanukkah. So happy Hanukkah to those who celebrate that. I know Carla, being crafty, Carla, is doing kind of a nightly Flosstube around her Hanukkah celebration. So I think that's awesome. And I can't wait to watch them. I am super behind. The only bonus to that is that I realized I'm not going to be spoiled on anybody's Advents being posted before I open mine, because I'm so far behind. So yeah, thank you so much for the fancy flosses. Thank you so much for the kind well wishes. Let's chat about the, so what I was saying is I have some bigger items that I'd like to do that week. And so what I'll probably end up doing is each video that week, I will do a giveaway. And then after, at some point, I'll let you know what video it'll be. I'll draw for all of them. So I had 2 though this past week. These were courtesy of my neighbor, Sharon. And so I'm happy to send these off. Now, as a friendly reminder, they do get removed from the plastic and put into a regular envelope so I can send them with a stamp. I do send anywhere in the world. But one reason why I'm taking this week and next week off is because some of my items that I'm going to be passing along in giveaways are larger and cannot be shipped just with a stamp. So this one I had asked you, this is the Iced Coffee Cafe, which is part of Snow Village. I asked you to use the word coffee. 57 people said they wanted to stitch this chart. It is really super adorable. And the person that this is going to is Maddie Made and Found. Maddie Made and Found. So Maddie, I'm going to assume that's your first name. I apologize if I am really wrong. Congratulations, and I will be sending this out to you very shortly. The next one is the February Snapshot from Pine Mountain. I asked you to use the word love, and there were 66 people that used the word love in reference to the chart, and the winner of this is Kathy Mayfield. So Kathy, yay, I'm so excited. I'm going to send these out. I need to get caught up on all of my items that need to go out in the mail. So yes. All right, so next up, I had some happy mail. So I got a beautiful card from Cindy F. that has Emmanuel, God with us. Has a beautiful sentiment on the inside and picture. I think this is absolutely stunning. And then it has a really special note on the back from her. Cindy, thank you so much. I really appreciate this. And it was a thank you for sharing the coffee bean sampler chart with her. So I really loved that. Now, my friend Amy sent me an ornament out of the blue last year. And it was the most precious little tiny diamond shaped ornament that had a little squirrel wearing a Santa hat. And I was like, that is so cool. And so I got a card from her. How cute is that? I love that her card, I'm assuming, has her stitching, which is, I think, fantastic. So this is Amy. And Amy made me, and she said, I'm so sorry the biscornu isn't more perfect. This is one of my first attempts. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, for one of your first attempts, this is incredible. It is teeny tiny, and I love it. Look at this super tiny little Quaker biscornu. I think it is incredible. It has the tiniest little buttons, and it has 2020. So, Amy, this really touched my heart. I'm going to put it right next to my squirrel. Okay, so now I feel like I'm going to have some little tree that has all my sweet little cross-stitch ornaments. I'm working on some tiny ones, and I think that's going to have to be a future thing because I'm super pumped about that. Amy, you're so sweet. And I mean, oh my gosh, I was so excited. And Joyful Little One, bless her heart, she was like, Mommy, that's so cute. Can I have it on my tree? And I was like, no, you may not. All right, so real quick, I realized I left my Advent stuff over here, and I need to open those with y'all today. So I'm going to stretch and see if I can reach them both without completely discombobulating the tripod. And I did it. Yay! All right, so yesterday with my Treehouse Knits, I am keeping this in an Evertotes medium wedge. I opened this beautiful one. So I reached out to Lauren through Messenger on Instagram and asked her if I could please have 2 skeins in DK weight of this colorway because I want to knit something with it because I think it's incredible. And she wrote me back that she is so bummed because a lot of her dyes that she didn't write down the recipe. She thinks she has the one for this. But I did ask her what her inspiration was because it was animals in nature. And she said it was cardinals and all of the colors that cardinals take on. And so I thought that was super special. I adore cardinals. I believe cardinals are a sign that somebody is visiting us, that we've lost. And so I'm so hopeful that she can get something close if she doesn't know the recipe. So we're going to open day 11, which I'm sure is just as spectacular as every other day. This one has a knot in it because I think if I remember correctly, this one was starting to peek open and I was like, no, I can't see when it came like a month or more ago. I had to hide this from myself. I had to hide both of them because they both showed up like a long time ago. All right, so let's see what we got. Ooh, that is so pretty. I think this is gorgeous. I would love if in the future she did something like this, she would share the inspiration for it. That is so pretty. I love that. I love the speckles. Come on in focus. I think that's beautiful. So that is day 11 of my Treehouse Knits Advent. So let's open something from the White Elephant Advent. And I will show you my progress on my Land of Sweets cow when we get to the knitting section. So I am going to open another yarn today. Oh, I'm going to open this one. It's in a red polka dot bag. And it's going to be a little crinkle. So I apologize if you are not a big fan of the crinkle. Oh, that is insanely gorgeous. Look at that. Look at that with the speckles. So this is from Forbidden Fiber Co. And this one is Old Fashioned Christmas Candy. And I'm going to tell you right now, this Fortitude Mini, I've so far on my second color, it is a dream to work with. So she has a super cute little card that talks about old-fashioned Christmas candy like all of these. And for time's sake, I'm not going to read this like I usually would do because we have not even gotten into whips and I have a lot to show this week. So for time's sake, I hope everybody's okay with it, but we're going to go ahead and move right on in to the stitching portion of this. So I worked on a lot of projects, and one big reason why I've been working on so many is I have quite a few projects that have birthdays, and I always work on a project on its birthday. It's an idea I got from Erin 2 Martini Stitcher. She says it's a great way to make sure she touches every project and still enjoys stitching on it, and I think that's a great idea, because then I know at least I'm working on it once within the year. And what I found with the ones this week is that I love them all, and I worked on them more than one day. I also am participating in an event through Semi-Sane Stitchers called Whip Wranglers, and I had to pick 20 of my active whips. I think New Starts could have been part of it. I'm not sure. But I wasn't doing any new starts for this. 20 of my whips, and I roll a 20-sided dice each time that I'm ready to try to wrangle one of my whips. They're supposed to be lost elves. Wayward elves. And so far I haven't had to duplicate any, so that's awesome. And I've been stitching, you know, I'm doing the half the easy way, so it's whatever I roll on a 6-sided dice divided by 2. So the largest one was, one of them I had to do 300 stitches. So let me show you what I worked on. So for Whip Wranglers, it rolled Teresa Kogut's Prey. And it was so sweet. Somebody said, have you seen this chart? You would love that. I think this is so you. And I was like, I have it. It's an active whip. So this is on 28 count Rose Lugana. And I put in, I think 200 to 250 stitches. Pretty much all this kind of peachy color. And so it's starting to bring in more of her face. I need to come over and work on this eye. But what I'm kind of trying to do when I sit with this project is find bigger blocks of color, all of one color. I'm going to start running into more confetti. But I love this project. It is so beautiful. So yeah, I really enjoyed working on that this week. I also, this was chosen. This is by My Big Toe Designs. It's called Great Is Thy Faithfulness. This was one of my New Year, New Starts this year in 2020. This is on an 18 count mystery die from Mystic Fabrics. And I'm doing it in colors from my stash that are close to the called For Gentle Arts. So I put in Is Thy and Ness this time. I love stitching on this. This is an 18 count. I don't know if I said that or not, but it's a beautiful dusty pink color. So yeah, I worked on that. This project had a birthday. This is Holy Night, and this is by Barbara Anna Designs, and this was from the 2019 Christmas Winter issue of Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher magazine. I do not believe this is readily available outside of that. However, I know that if you sign up for a subscription, a digital subscription, which is what I have, I think I might go print this year. You can get a year of back issues, so you'd be able to get this chart. And this is on 18 count Vintage Country Mocha. I finished stitching this tree, and I put in these 3 houses in this color. And this is super fun. It doesn't have a ton more stitching left, but I had other things that I wanted to get to, so was done with that. This I think I showed last week, and I did put some more time into it over the weekend. This is another Barbara Anna Designs. This had a birthday last week. This is Autumn Keeper. I purchased this one off of creativepoppy.com. This is on 40 count linen by XG Designs in Little Bunny. And I worked more in completing this beautiful detailing in the skirt. This gets filled in behind with like an off-white color. So yeah, I worked a little bit more in that. And I'm enjoying it, even on the 40 count, which is not my typical jam. This one has some more time that needs to be put into it. Is my current stitched selection for Whip Wranglers. This is Love Builds a Happy Home by Tiny Modernist. This one I needed 200 stitches. Well, I got carried away working on some knitting last night, and so I didn't get all 200 accomplished. So I did, though, go ahead. This is on 28 count white Monaco. Stitching it 2 over 2, and this is in one of my Nerge hoops. I put in this green right here, the green in here, and then I'm working on the roof. When I finish this roof detailing, I will be finished with this one. So that's why that's still on the hoop. The next one was a start from this week. And this is by Pine Needle. I'm trying to see. I don't have it. Pine Needle. And it's their Christmas Stitch Along. And there is a group on Facebook. This was the first 5 days. Every day a little one is introduced. And they're tiny. They're tiny. And so far I know I'm stitching these 4. And then I need to go back and check. I think I'm stitching these 2. I have not pulled the rest from this week. And then she gives you the border. I'm assuming it's a she, so I apologize. They give you the white, cute little scallopy border, so you can do them all as ornaments, which is what I'm doing, or smalls. And so this is on 18 count from Color and Cotton in Stratus. So I have that inner border of the first and part of the second. And I just want to put some time into this when I feel like it, or when I have time. And this is in a hardwood manor hoop. Put that over there. All right, next up, this had a birthday. This is Heartstring Samplery Whip It Good. This is a terrible copy. This is on 20 count Ada from Barbara Owl Creations. I believe this is in the color light beige, and I am doing it in 2 colors of Victorian Motto. The lettering is all that will be in this color, as far as I know. The rest of the detailing will be in this pink, and this is a beautiful, fun piece. This was one she did for charity last year. She has come out with a kind of a companion piece called Hoop There It Is. And so, yeah, I have already purchased that and figured out what I'm going to stitch on it with. All right, so I am super excited that this project got picked in Whip Wranglers, because it has not been out since the day I started it. And that is Tree of Magic from Barbara Anna Designs. It is an exclusive kit that you can purchase from Nitka Moscow through their Instagram. I don't know if it's still available. We started this back in August or September. And the we I'm speaking of is Erin Two Martini Stitcher and Amy Baruch. We are doing this as the hashtag Tree of Magic Sal. So this is on 18 count Color and Cotton Caraway. I did choose to pull my own fabric instead of using the kit linen. So Tree of Magic. And I put in like 300 stitches into this. So I did more of the center tree trunk. I did some of these cute little details. I did the cute little kitty cat. Whatever this bird is standing on, and these little acorn bottoms. Some of the things are fanciful and I don't even know what they are. But it's so much fun. Oh my gosh, I'm adoring this stitch. So keep that in mind as we move forward. I'm trying to make sure I have access to my phone, because Joyful Little One has to come by to get her antibiotic. This one also had a birthday on the same day as Whip It Good, so I was a little busy that day. This is by My Big Toe Designs, and this is a Savior Has Been Born ornament. This is out of the, I'll put it back up, Christmas Ornament issue 2017 of Just Cross Stitch magazine. And it's charted in Gentle Arts. I am stitching it pretty much in the called for Gentle Arts. And this is on 36 count parchment from Hand Dyed by Stephanie that I got at my LNS. So I put in Ben and then this letter down here, whatever that is. I realized though, I've been stitching this all with 1 strand, and I stitched Ben and these with 2 strands. So I'm trying to decide if I'm going to go back and rip it out or just go with it. I'm leaning towards just going with it. All right, this project was picked also as part of Whip Wranglers this week. And this was a New Year, New Start this year. This is Long Dog Samplers, Count Your Blessings. I am stitching, let me show it a little bit longer because I know that I've gotten a little too speedy and I'm not keeping it up. I am working right here in this kind of motif. This is on 18 count sterling from Picture This Plus. And I put in the rest of this kind of, it's corn husk, but I'm going to call it chartreuse chevron. And I started working on, I outlined this, that's bayberry, and then started the fill-in. So we're going to pause. This is going to be a video with clips, so I'm going to see if I can get through the whips before Little One comes. So this also got picked as part of Whip Wranglers, and this is Hello Dear by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. There is a Sal The 5 parts have already been released. I apologize, I do not have the full picture. I need to get that. That reminded me. But it's under hashtag Hello Dear Sal. I believe my code will still work for this, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's worth a shot. It used to work, if it does not currently, on the PDF or the full kit. So yes, and there is a new one coming out. Mine is on its way. It has not gotten here yet, but it's called Made to Create, and it starts at the end of January. So this is on 32 count Splash Powder Pink Lugana. And I worked on finishing the pine cone, which I believe that means I am completely finished with part 1, I think. And then I did all of this outline of this light color of the squirrel. So I have some fill-in that I can do. A little bit more of like a mindless stitching. So yeah, I love that. So my code for that, if you want to still try to get in on it, is Joy10. Joy10 on the Caterpillar Cross Stitch website. And then if you want to pre-order the new one called Made to Create, again, it goes for the PDF or the full kit. My code for that is JOYFILLED10. JOYFILLED10. And I believe it'll get you 10% off. This was also part of Whip Wranglers. So I love that I'm touching so many projects, but I'm sitting here thinking, I'm not putting a ton into each, but that's okay. I'm really loving it. This is Blackbird Designs Basket of Cherries, which is part of the Garden Club series. I am doing 4 of these. I am currently working on this one. And this is on 18 count Spectre from Color and Cotton. And I worked in this blue color, putting in this bird, and I outlined this bird and did so this bird is outlined in this color with the wing in this color, and the rest is filled in with a different color. So this is really pretty. That's a better idea of the colors. So yes, I'm dropping a piece of the paper. All right, so next up, let's look at knitting whips. So the first knitting whip that I have is I did go ahead and cast on my White Elephant Advent. Now, like I said, I could not get my head wrapped around starting. I worked for an hour and a half starting that whip, the one that comes with it. So I swapped over to one that I already owned that I was super excited to do. And that is from Curious Handmade, which is Helen Stewart, and it's the Land of Sweets cowl. And this was from Knit Vent 2017. And so it's super fun. And I'm so excited because I have joined a second color. Yay! So the first color, and this is on a very small set of circulars. I have purchased the size that's actually indicated, which is a 24-inch. This is currently on 16-inch. So it will be bigger than this. But I went ahead and did the first color, which is Butter Cookie Sewing Kit. And then this is Back Massager. And I love it. It's so pretty. And this is going super fast because it's just straight stockinette, which in the round is all knitting. Knit, 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 knit. So it's going fast. And this is in a great bag that I got off of Stash Unloading Cross Stitch Only. It holds all those yarns and everything. The other one that I put some progress into is my Let the Yarn Do the Work shawlette, which is a DK shawlette. I am using Molly Klein Designs Wishing for Rhinebeck, which is a beautiful, super squishy DK with all these autumnal colors in it. And I have quite a bit of progress. I am about to section 2, which section 2, it's so hard to show. This is where I was last time I showed it. So I've done quite a bit. I mean, because the rows are getting longer. Section 2 is more of the same. However, you are doing the eyelets on every row. So you're increasing even more. And that section's kind of small. This was the largest section. And then you go into, there's a row of KFB, which is knit front back, on every stitch. So that's how you're going to get that big ruffle. There's a lot more intricacy, so it's not like I'm giving you the secret sauce, so to speak. but I love that one. I need to move my marker on that and the other one. So we're going to take a pause for a second, and when I come back, we're going to talk plans and stash. So hang tight, my friend. Clip 3. Maybe the last clip, if we're lucky. So I have medicated the child. I have warmed up my drink. It's almost gone. Sorry, that was a little squeaky. So let's talk a little bit of plans, since I've showed you all the stitching. So Whip Wranglers continues on until I have wrangled all 20 of my whips. So as I said, I have not repeated any. And there was one day I think I did 2. They kind of said it was supposed to be a one and done, like one a day. However, it would be kind of hard to get all 20 if you started to duplicate, because what happens is if you roll the same whip a second time, you have to then do half the stitches, but then you can consider it wrangled. It's wrangled even if you get it all of them once. So odds are I'm probably going to start rolling some duplicates here. So I need to kind of continue to step up that game. I do have some projects that have birthdays. One of which has a birthday today. I did not put it anywhere close enough for me to grab. And that is Home for Christmas by With Thy Needle and Thread. I started it last year on this day. And I have a few other ones that also have birthdays this coming week. So I will be working on that. I have started preliminarily to create my Whip Go board for next year. I fell off the Whip Go wagon and then got run over by it. So my hope is that this year will be more successful. I've reevaluated how I want to look at tracking the projects. And there will be a whip parade coming. It will likely fall between Christmas and New Year's. And it will be in place, likely, of a Friday video. So we'll see how that works. It may not work out that way. I'm going to continue to do Flossmas at least through the 24th. And then I'll show my large skein that I get from Treehouse Knits in whatever video comes after that. And I know I have at least one start coming up. I am going to be starting with Erin 2 Martini Stitcher, a project. And this is kind of going to go into stash, but it's going to be hashtag Christmas Tree of Magic style. So yay! So let's show some stash, right? It's joy-filled stashy stash time. It's joy-filled stashy stash time. So we'll start with the one, you just maybe saw it whoosh, it flashed before your eyes. So Nitka Moscow, a bit ago, did a spoiler, a sneak, a teaser of another Tree of Magic. This one being Christmas Tree. So I have like them in my, like top hits in my email that literally when they posted the tiniest of little tiny peaks, I think it was like half of this candy cane. I was like, I want it when it comes out. So like I paid it, it got shipped, it got here this week. I'm super pumped. This is not the full image. This is just what they give you to like hang on the outside of their super rockin' awesome tube. It comes with a beautiful, huge chart. All the DMC flosses beautifully braided. Like, look how pretty. It's so fun. I mean, this is a Barbara Anna Designs. I'm sorry if I did not say that. And she's partnered with Nitka Moscow for several of her newest releases. And I love it. And this one is unique because, and I'm super stoked about this, because all the other ones that I've purchased have been on linen. This one is on a 25 count Lugana. And we're going to stitch it 2/2. So it's this beautiful blue. So I'm super excited. And Erin and I decided when we both got it that we were going to for sure start at Christmas Day. And we're calling it hashtag Christmas Tree of Magic. So if you have this and you want to follow that hashtag, post to that hashtag, please do so. The more the merrier. If, however, you are interested in this, there is still time to go ahead and get one ordered. As far as I know, they're not sold out. It might not be here for a Christmas Day start, but you might be able to get it pretty soon. So keep that in mind. as you're looking ahead. All right, so I watch Grocery Girls Knit podcast. I love them. They're sisters, and they are huge enablers. Huge enablers. Like, I need to be enabled. But, I mean, it is kind of a little karma because I'm a huge enabler from what I hear. So, they showed this yarn from Yarn Hero Fiber Arts. And I love it because it's a sheep and a mask and a cape. And this is their Color Mix DK. You can find them on Etsy. And it is so cool. It's like a twist yarn, but it's twisted multicolored. So this is going to have to be just a super fun DK knit. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but this is in the colorway Groovy. I did get the last skein, but I don't think it's limited edition. So Yarn Hero, and I literally just searched Yarn Hero on Etsy, and I searched like Yarn Hero, and then when it said find shops, went to the shop. They have this in fingering weight. But I wanted this super squish DK, and it's so fun. Oh my gosh. Joyful Little One has not seen this yet. I'm lucky because it would not have even made it to this video because this is totally her jam. All right. Crazy Annie's had an overstock of some items, and so I snagged the Hands On Designs Bloom Chock Full. And it actually comes with the fancy flosses and the twill tape. So I thought that it was a great deal. So I went ahead and grabbed that. I no plans when I will start this. But I mean, it's pretty much kitted up. So won't be hard. And then they also had, from Praiseworthy Stitches, this is the Little Bird Blue Necklace Kit. So it comes with the tiny linen, the threads, instructions, and then the actual necklace that you finish it on. And I was like, yeah, I kind of need to try that out. It even came with the box that you can put all the components in, but it shipped flat just for ease of shipping. And so that was super fun. So Acorns and Threads, I get their newsletter, and they posted this as an exclusive not too terribly long ago, maybe about a month ago. And I immediately emailed or called or emailed and said, I need that. I would like to add this. And then when they said, okay, great. When it comes in, we'll put it aside. We'll put it in a bag for you. And then we'll contact you for details. And then about that time when I was getting contacted was when their Gathering of Nuts, which is their kind of their get together. That's in January. It is going to be virtual. I was like, well, what a better way than to go be able to participate is that it's virtual. So I asked to sign up for that. So I paid for that. The kit will ship to me. So I paid the shipping on that as well. And I got the exclusive kit, this kit that was in their newsletter, and a corner gauge because I've been wanting a corner gauge and I love this. So it has your dots for 2, 2.5, and then 3 is obviously at this corner. So I love it. And then this, Stephanie, I think you've gotten this, but if you haven't, you must, because you'll see why. It's Plum Street Samplers. This is Good Company, and look at that fox. It looks like the fox that was in your yard. Oh my gosh, love it. And the sunflowers and these big, huge leaves with the acorns. And I don't know how that fox is not breaking that branch. Super cute. As far as I know, they still have this available. It came with fancy flosses. It came with the DMC. And I believe the called for linen, which is a 36 count vintage country mocha. Yay. So thank you, Acorns and Threads. And I cannot wait to be a nut at the Gathering of Nuts. All right. So then Color and Cotton has decided they're going to post ready to ship fabrics. So I have, needless to say, upped my stash of 14 count. Which is fine, because it's really good for black work and stuff like that. So this is Trade Wind. 14 count. This is a fat quarter. Oh, I die. This is Chestnut. 14 count. Fat quarter. I have more. This is an Opalescent in Frost. This is a fat 1/8. Is that not beautiful? Again, another 14 count. This is a 20 count in Cantaloupe. Seriously. And that is a fat 1/8. No, wait. Mood Ring. That is an 18 count fat eighth. And last, I bought some more of this is the October fabric of the month. This is corn husk. It's just such a good color, and they had a fat eighth and 18 count. I got this in 20 count, but I love me some 18 count too, and I could not pass it up when it was on the site, ready to ship. So I have a swath of color and cotton. Yeah, boy. All right, then a dear, dear, dear stitchy friend of mine who makes beautiful bags that I love. Her name is Diana. It is Kismet Stitches. She posts her bags in a Facebook group called Eclectic Possessions. Emily C. also posts bags there. I have not seen any of her bags in a long time, and I know hers go like, phew. Diana's go very quickly, but not as quickly. But I'm not entirely certain why, because they're incredible. So what she started to do, she kind of shifted her model. Instead of posting bags she's already made and having some that kind of sit around because there's nobody interested in them, she posts the fabrics and says, I can make 4 large and 4 small. And her small ones are my favorite. So there were 2 of them that I loved in smalls. And I said, small, me please, small. And so the first one looks like this on the front. And look at those beautiful little hair combs. I love it. And the orange, oh my gosh, it's so good. And she uses really sturdy vinyl. She ships it with the cardboard, piece of like chipboard cardboard on top. So your vinyl is super smooth. I love it. This will hold those half size charts. This one I like had to have. These just kind of came with it. But this one was like a must. So this is the front. Beautiful. Look at that. So cute. The little woodland critters are in the library reading. Oh my gosh, I can't. It's so good. So then she posted this one, this third one, and she said she could make a few of big bags. And I said, well, if you decide to make any in small bags, I will take one. She made me a small bag. So this is the front, and this is a William Morris fabric. It's gorgeous. I love it. So they're beautiful. I highly, highly recommend. I mean, I shouldn't even be sharing these because then it makes them harder for me to get, although I don't really need any more bags. And yet the next thing I'm going to show is project pouches. Well, book sleeves project pouches from Love You More Studio Co. Some of my holiday ones. This is a standard size, and this is called Carol of the Birds. I am not sure if this is still available, but I had to have it. And it has super cute, like, wood print with red snowflakes. I love it. Then I got a full size. Stephanie, you need this if it's still available to hold that. This is a full size sleeve, and this is fox prints. Look at him. He has a crown. Oh my gosh. So good. And the inside, I love it. It has like a forest print. So I'm fairly certain. This is a big one, so I feel like it needs a big chart, but it may hold good company. I'm not sure, but oh, I love it. Okay, so then I got a web order from Be Stitch Me that I placed a while ago. Not Another Sampler is one of her fabric of the months that I loved, and so I grabbed another piece of it because it's like one of the perfect neutrals. And then I am using Artemis for my 12 Days of Christmas ornaments. And so I got a fat half because I realized I was not going to have enough to stitch front and back. But now I need your help because this is the Artemis that I started them on. Now I know why they say buy what you need. The problem is when I bought this, it wasn't paired with this project, and I didn't know I needed them. So here's the thing. I think I might have enough to do all the fronts in this and the backs in this. So that would have different fabric on front and back. What do we think about that? You think they'd be okay? They're close, but not close enough. So I feel like I have to do all of one on this, like all the fronts on this, and I've already started the front. And then all the backs of this. What do we think? Chime in the comments below. So that's all she wrote for that. That's all she wrote for plans. That's all she wrote for stitching this week. And I'm thinking we're going to be about an hour. We'll see. So the last thing that I love to leave you with is an angel kindness card. This is from Teresa Kogut. She has this beautiful box of angel kindness cards. It has 52 of them. They're very sturdy, kind of glossy cardstock. Has one of her beautiful illustrations on it, paintings. And then the back has some form of encouragement. So this one this week, I love the sunflowers in this and the colors, the dark backdrop. I love it. It says, live life fully. Take care of your physical and spiritual self. Radiate good health. And so I think that one of the things that I'm realizing is I'm doing a much better job taking care of myself completely, 100%. But I see some around me who might need that as a reminder. There's lots of facets to being a human. We're not all cut from the same cloth. We are not all, cookie cutter of each other. But right now, where I live, I need people to remember that we all are in this together and to take it seriously. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So, shall I leave you with a joke? She's one of the kids that I see every morning and every afternoon when I do arrival and drop off and carpool. She's a third grader like my daughter. And she said, hey, can I tell you a joke? And I said, sure. It is a COVID joke, but it's not a bad COVID joke. So here's a joke for you. Why can COVID not drink? So if you don't know, pause if you want to give some think time to this. But the reason why it can't drink is because it's 19. I was a little concerned that a third grader kind of got that, the humor in that. But, it is what it is. She's advanced for her age. So I want to wish you a wonderful week ahead. Thank you so much for watching, for hanging in if you made it to this point and the joke. I will see you back next Friday for my weekly update. I'll see you tomorrow if you want to come hang out with me for day 12 of Flossmas. So, with that, I'll bid you a wonderful evening. I'm tongue-tied tonight. Bid you a wonderful evening, and I will say, so long, stitch well. I'll see you soon, my friends. Goodbye. Goodbye, and I'll see you soon.